welcome to our kitchen again. I'm the penguin.
And I'm the chef.
And today the chef is going to show us something that his dad used to do in their family restaurant. He made, is it real or is it fake, mashed potato hack. He's going to be using instant mashed potatoes, but he's also going to be using a reel, and he's going to show you how his dad used to make it in the restaurant to make people question whether it was real or fake. So there you go, chef.
Okay, we're going to make that mashed potato hack like my dad did for you. Down here I have our ingredients: a little salt, pepper, butter. More butter the better, of course. I've got chicken better than bouillon. Now, if you don't have this, that's fine. You can use bouillon cubes. You can use chicken broth. My dad we had chicken broth, so he always used real chicken broth or stock. I've got milk. I've got some heavy whipping cream. My dad used to use half and half because we use that for our coffee creamer at the restaurant. But you can do it this way, or you don't have to use it all. You can just use milk. And I got some Hungry Jack box instant mashed potatoes. And you want to follow the liquid directions on the back of that. And I have one baked potato. My dad and mom would bake potatoes every day. And what was left over the next morning, I would slice them up when people ordered, and I'd make what we call American fries. You throw them in the deep fryer and fry them, besides having regular style hash browns I cook on the grill. But my dad would always say, if he's doing mashed potatoes, make sure you save me a few of them. And the kicker, a little bit of yellow food coloring. So let's get started. Okay, the first thing you want to do is, I got this potato that's been sitting overnight in the refrigerator, and you want to peel the skin off of it. When I get the skin all peeled off of it, we'll be right back. Okay, I've got most of the peeling off, and the end was hard, so I tore that off of there. Now what you want to leave just a few little nibbles of the potato skin on, just a little bit. You don't have to if you don't want to, but this is something my dad did. And you're real gently going to go and cut your potato. Into pieces about that size, or just a little smaller, because they'll break down more when you mix it in with the instant mashed potatoes in the hot liquid. Just work your way through the potato like that. Breaks into odd shaped pieces, it's okay. Nothing perfect about it.
You just want to have that little chunk of potato in there every once in a while.
About like that. That makes those pieces right there. I'll get the rest of this cut up in the bowl and we'll be right back. Okay, I've got my potato all cubed up there, and we'll set it out of the way. And next we're going to put our butter. Get our pot setting up here. And like I said earlier, the more butter the better. On the package directions for making the amount I'm making, it calls for, let's see here, butter, 3 tablespoons. And then we're going to go ahead and go 4. We'll do a half a stick. Then we can always add a little bit more butter in later when we're mixing it together if we want it a little creamier. That's what my dad did. He'd go back at the end when they were all done and make them a little thick, and then add in more butter to make it taste better. But there's about half a stick going in the pot. And then for liquid, it calls for 1 cup of liquid to make what we need. So I'm just going to eyeball it. We're going to go about 50-50. I'm going to put about half a cup of heavy whipping cream. And I might go a little bit more. Make a few extra potatoes. Always good leftover. And a little over half a cup of milk. Like I said, I'm making this for 2 people. If you're going to make it for more, you want to go back and add more. And then me being me, I always go ahead and put some pepper.
Gotta have pepper in mashed
A
potatoes.
little bit of salt. Don't want to go too heavy on the salt.
That's pink Himalayan salt.
Yeah, it's better for me, they said. So still try to be ginger on it. And we're going to go back and we're going to add about a teaspoon of our better than bouillon chicken in. Like I said, if you don't have that, you want to cut a little bit of your liquid out if you're going to use chicken stock or chicken broth. If you're using bouillon cubes, you still want to use the same amount of liquid and let them break down in there. But a little bit, a good teaspoon, really good teaspoonful. I'm going to get that mixed up, and I'm going to get that on the stove and get it head up, and then we'll be back. got that all hot. It came to a slight boil, and I took it off. First, we're going to put in a third, a half of our mashed potatoes. I usually do this in the sink, like my dad did, because I'm messy, and I don't want to make a mess. But get that stirred in. Now we're going to add those potatoes we cut up into our mix, like so. I'm going to stir them around. Take this like a little potato masher thing, and we're going to mush them up just a little bit more. And then we're going to go and add in the rest of our mashed potato mix. I don't do all mine at once. You can always add in a little more liquid if you want to, if you do get them too thick, but I like trying to get them the first time, so I do it step by step.
And we like our mashed potatoes a little bit on the thicker side.
Yeah, we do. So if they're a little too thick for you, when I come out, you understand you can add some more liquid or add a little less mashed potato mix.
All right, we'll be back when he's ready for the next step.
Okay, now they're at the thickness I want, so I'm going to cut me a nice pat of butter. Put it right there on the top. And you want to be real careful with this food coloring. And my dad used to make great big pots full, and I'd watch him put 8 or 10, 12 big drops in. We're only making a small pot, so I'm only going to do 1 or 2. And this is gel food coloring because we didn't have any of the liquid. So 1. Get it to come off there. 2. You can always add more. You can't take away the ones that's there without.
Yeah, so be careful when you add it. You don't want to add too much.
Right. I'm gonna stir that around in there with that butter. Now you can see the yellow starting to mix around in there now a little bit.
Just makes those mashed potatoes look like they're exceptionally buttery.
Yeah. And the chicken bouillon, better than bouillon stock you put in there, gives it a lot more depth of flavor. Makes it a lot more taste like real homemade mashed potatoes. And creaminess, boy, with the half and half, or like me, I use the heavy whipping cream mixed with the milk. Of course, if you don't have it, you can use water and milk or just milk.
Yep, just if you have to use water or regular milk, just use that.
Yeah.
Add your little extra butter.
That's right.
Make you a potato in the microwave, cut it up in there, and they're not going to know the difference.
Yeah, if you're making a big pot full, you got a big family, add another potato, make it 2 potatoes.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, it's got that slight, just yellow hue to it, just a little bit. Not a whole lot, just a little bit when you move it over to the side.
Yeah, you don't want them to be too much of a fake yellow.
Yeah. We'll show these to you when we get them all plated up with our pigs.
Be right back, guys.
My mashed potato hack. Once you bite down into those, I guarantee you're going to find little nibbles in there. And people's going to want to know if that's homemade mashed potatoes.
As a matter of fact, there's one right there.
Yeah, sticking out, like I said. Or instant. You can't tell the difference. People at my mom and dad's restaurant used to ask all the time. My dad would just, People would say, well, you couldn't be standing back there peeling all those potatoes. And I'd be, yeah, don't bet on it. Like I had to peel them all.
So if you want to fool your family, there you go.
Yeah.